Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Weight Loss Coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a leadership coach and a feng shui practitioner. Welcome to our podcast.
Happy
It's
Thursday.
Thursday. It is Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty.
I am drinking today Terramana tequila with ginger. Tequila
Wow.
and ginger. I'm telling you, it's
Good.
it's good. Tequila and ginger, yeah. And anything Dwayne Johnson, also
Well,
good. Right? I
yeah.
know.
Him
And
and
I
Ryan
got
Reynolds.
I know him and Ryan Reynolds are my fave. And I've got it in this like super
What a
cool kind of
cute cup.
60s
Yes.
glass. Like I don't know, but I freaking love it.
That's
So
got to feel good.
I know, I really like it.
Huh?
Lots of ice. What
Lots
are
of
you
ice.
drinking?
I am drinking my grapefruit agave or tequila.
Oh.
And
Both of us are drinking
we're
tequila.
both drinking tequila and
That's
a
crazy.
grapefruit Topo Chico
Oh, cool.
and fresh sliced jalapenos with lots of seeds in my Wonder Woman cup.
Nice. I love
So
it.
it's a Paloma. It's a spicy Paloma.
Nice.
So
I love it. Cool. So, how was your week? It's spicy. I need to put some
I've got some water
jalapenos
over
in
here.
mine.
Balance. Um, no, I had the most playful week.
Oh.
It didn't feel like I was, because I'm gotta do this and I gotta do this, and there's all these things. It was just like we went to a wedding. Paul's cousin's daughter got married this weekend, so we drove to Houston, which in my mind was like, I'm gonna be exhausted because it's a 3 hour drive there, and then the wedding and reception, and a 3 hour drive home. And we got home about 10 o'clock. But it was the best time, like seeing the family we haven't seen probably since Christmas. Um, Dancing, watching my mother-in-law dance. I mean, she was having fun. She was, oh, you know that song, Back That Ass Up?
Yeah.
She was dancing to that. And she was not twerking,
Awesome.
but it was just, the kids were there and they're seeing their grandmother just having fun. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was just like, yeah,
Aw.
just relax about it all. And
I
then they
love it.
asked all the married couples to come dance. And that when they called your year, like how long you had been married, you had to sit down. So we get out there and we're all dancing. And by the end of it, Paul and I are still there. And then his sister and her husband and his mom and dad and his aunt and uncle. And, then they call 25. And so we sit down. And it turns out to be Paul's parents and aunt and uncle that were the longest married, and 55 and 60 years.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was just like, wow, like
Yeah. Yeah.
what an accomplishment, because this shit ain't easy.
No, it's not.
But I mean, it's so worth it. But it was, I don't know, it was just one of those moments where I was like, "Ah." And then we got home and we were in a playful mood, and Lily was gone, and she left, went to a friend's house, and so we're like, let's play pool. And we ended up
Mm.
playing until midnight, and I swept his ass, and
Nice.
I was totally in the vortex. It was the coolest thing. Um,
It's so fun when you're playing pool and you are, right? Because it's
yeah.
like you just like get up, shoot, it goes in, everything just works out. You don't have to overthink, you don't have to over
No,
like adjust yourself. It just
no.
all works. It's so
Yeah.
much fun. Yeah.
And it's
You're like
funny
a
because
shark.
I was very sharky.
Yeah.
It was funny because we've been playing a lot this week, and I've been playing like that. And he's like, "You're just living in the vortex, aren't you?" Because there's no other explanation for it. But anyway, it's just been a fun, playful week. I had a birthday party on Sunday, 50th birthday party for one of my amazing friends that I admire. She was
Ah.
so much in the community, really to help people. And she's so brave because we have some crazy people. They go after these guys, and she does it anyway. And so it's good because what is it? We're the sum total or the total of the, how does it? I don't even,
It's we are the average of the 5 people that we hang out with.
that's it.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be like. I'm not that brave,
Mm-hmm.
not yet,
But
but
you will be.
I will be.
Because, and that's the thing, I was telling you that I saw this quote that I really loved, and it was by a rapper who was killed. So I mean, then it was sad. But what he said was, maybe his circle wasn't that great, but what he said was, if you look at the people in your circle and don't get inspired, then you don't have a circle, you have a cage.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, oh, that is so profound. And I just think because, and I mean, it sounds really probably very visceral, but for me, it's like I need to be around people that stretch me. I
Well, I
like
mean,
I love to be.
if we're around people that are bitching and moaning and whining all the time about how tough life is and how, then
Yeah.
that's what we're going to start looking at. It's not that there's anything wrong with that if you want to live that, but
Yeah.
when you start practicing those thoughts and those verbalizing how everything's just gone to shit, well, that's what's going
Exactly.
to show up.
Yeah.
And so I totally agree with that. Um,
Yeah.
and that brings something, a memory up for me. I was
Oh,
on
good.
Facebook just looking through Facebook, and there was a post that came up of a
Mm-hmm.
coach, and she was talking about how if you don't think that your image is important and how you dress and how you show up physically, then
Mm-hmm.
you're mistaken. So I clicked on it to read it, and she was talking about how you look physically. You've got to have
Hmm.
your makeup on point, clothes on point, jewelry on point. And it's interesting because when I first saw the picture of her, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, she looks badass. I mean, she had really
Mm.
short gray hair. Um,
Nice.
and the way she was put together, like, I was like,
Striking.
girl,
Striking.
striking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But as I read it, I thought, this is such bullshit.
Yup.
Like,
I agree.
if you want to put on makeup and do your hair, put on your jewelry, I do it every day. That's how
Yeah.
I feel good. There are
Mm-hmm.
some people that if you tried to put them into my clothes and makeup and eyelashes, and they would be like, what the fuck is this? And they would not show up as themselves.
And or not show up at all, right? Like there's
Yeah.
like, because some people I know, just business coaching wise, the whole goal is to find or get them to be like the most me that they can be, right? And so if you are feeling like, if like, you're feeling like you just like want to show up without all of the makeup and the eyelashes and the nails and the everything else, but you're being told that you have to, you will resist that till the cows come home. I don't know. So is this an
Or
odd,
worse yet,
odd
you do
sentence?
that and you show up and you look like a complete fraud.
And it's inauthentic.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because
Like,
people will sense that. They feel
yes.
when we're not authentically who we
Yeah.
are. They feel that. And then they think, I don't like her.
I know. Well, and this is such a good example. So, I openly share that my coach is Jana Kingsford. She's from Australia. She wears purple every day.
I love
She,
purple.
I know. She used to have like a makeup business, I believe, of some type, like wedding makeups or something, but she doesn't wear a lick of makeup anymore. Her hair, she does not brush. And she like goes into the water. She lives by the ocean, so she'll go into the water, she'll come back, she'll do a video, and her hair is like all over the place. And
Hair.
it's like, yeah, I mean, sand and everything else, and she is so real.
Hmm.
And the reason that I signed up with her was because of that. And I joke and I say to her, like, I just kept watching her going, fuck, I want to brush her hair. Like, I just want to brush the knots out of her hair, you know? But I loved, I don't know why, it would just be satisfying. And I tell this story and she pisses her pants laughing over it. But here's the thing is like, I needed someone to bring that out in me, the
Ah,
me in me. I
yeah.
needed someone that was going to be so daringly her and so authentically her so that I could be daringly me. Like, again, right? I placed her in my circle
Mm,
so that I
hmm.
wasn't in that cage. This person that says, well, you have to have perfect hair and perfect makeup and your clothes have to be perfect and you got to spend a shit ton of money on them and everything has to be perfect. That's the
Setting on a
cage.
dryer.
It's a setting on a dryer. Like, that's the cage for me.
Yeah,
Is like when someone tells me you must fit in this box,
yeah,
like, fuck. Society has enough boxes. I
yeah.
don't need one from a coach telling me that this is what I need to do for my business. This is what I need to
Mm-mm.
do for more money. Like, you know,
Uh-uh.
oh man, I
And
could go on for hours on
and
this.
think about if you had looked at Jana and said, "Oh, no,"
Right.
you would have missed out on all of her greatness.
So
You would have
true.
missed out on your greatness.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you knew to
I
take
knew
out.
and I knew that I needed to like and this is the thing, right? Like Jana will say um she joined this mastermind and it's an extremely expensive mastermind. It's over six figures to be in this mastermind. And so she signed up for this and she said at first she was like, "Oh my god, okay, everyone is showing up with their like gel nails, their acrylic nails, full facial, like full makeup, like it was done by, a glam team, full beautiful hair, beautiful flowing outfits, like everything was perfect and there she is in her like a wrap and the bikini that's underneath is wet so you can see the wet through her hair is like half wet. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and she is like, I don't fit here. And but she still owned it. Like that was sort of her, because we go through these moments where we think, do I fit here? Like, am I,
Uh-huh.
especially
Oh
when we
yeah,
first start.
yeah,
But she is so her that she is like so loved in that group, right?
yeah.
And for me it was like I could have signed up with any of those women in that mastermind or anyone else, but I wanted to bring out the authentic in me.
Hmm.
And so when I signed up to work with her, her program or her private coaching is woman of wealth by being herself.
Hmm.
So, like, this is everything that she stands for
Her
is just
brand.
being herself. It's her
Yeah,
brand for
yeah.
sure, right? And every time she goes and gets her hair styled and done and colored and it's straight and it's like beautiful, I'm like, oh no,
Where'd
wait
you
a minute.
go?
Please, please don't let it be like that forever. I mean, if she's at some point starts brushing her hair all the time, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
As long as she shows up as her.
And this is the thing, she never will not, right? Like
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
and that's what I think. I think it isn't about what you wear. It isn't about what you look like. It isn't about your size. It isn't about your makeup. It is only about, are you being authentically you? So this
Yeah.
chick with the white hair or gray hair, that's probably her authentic self.
Oh yeah,
Great.
100%.
Great.
She did not look fake. She looked totally authentic.
Right.
But
Yeah.
she was trying to my story that I made up when I read this
Yeah.
article
Yeah.
was that she thought everyone needed to be like her.
Yeah, no.
And
Just the people who are going to hire her and the people she will hire.
right.
Like the people in her circle, sure, she'd
But
probably be attracted to that.
So I was talking to one of my coaching clients this week,
Mm.
and she was sitting in amazement at what she has created and how quickly, like when we started talking 18 months ago, on our very first call, she's like, I feel poor. Like, I just feel poor. And so I said, I mean, in my head, I was going, are you kidding me right now? Because who she was and what she was saying just weren't lining up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the old belief from childhood that she
Yeah.
picked up along the way. And so she just always felt poor. And when she was 50, she sort of rediscovered herself
Mm.
and reinvented herself and has done remarkably well. And she said to me, she said, Leigh, when I look at what I've accomplished, it completely blows my mind. She still freaks out about money. There's still things that she needs, like she needs really to manifest at least $200,000. Like a million would be great. Um, but she has it all in assets.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, I have never been in this place in my life. And it's like I woke up here. I mean, I've gone through all these steps, but they weren't deliberate. They were getting this impulse and getting this opportunity and meeting this person and always in the right place at the right time. And I sit here going, wow, look at what I have created around me.
Mm.
And it spoke to me so much because I'm going through so many transitions right now with my business, and opportunities are coming in, and I'm going, what route am I going to take? What is my strategic move? What do I need to do? And then she said that, and I'm like, oh, that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Just follow the nudges.
Yeah.
When I look back at everything that I've ever created, I didn't have the intention of creating that. I had the intention of feeling good. And that was really the main, like, but I didn't have all these goals. I was just trying to feel good, and I would do the next best feeling thought over and over. And I look back, and that's all I need to do. And, you know, through childhood and growing up, all that bullshit we pick up about what we're limited to and who we are and who we can be,
Yeah.
we realize, let it go. It's all bullshit. It's not real. It's someone's idea of what was best for us or
Right.
best for society or best for the family, but we are all individuals and we came here to create. Why aren't we creating?
Exactly. Exactly. And I think too, it's like in society, it's fitting into a box, being similar,
Yes.
being similar. And we
Being
didn't
safe.
come here to be similar or to be safe, to
No.
be like everyone else. We came here to be different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And appreciate that in each other.
right.
Like we should be celebrating that in each other.
Exactly.
We were all the same. How fucking boring would this world be?
I know.
I mean,
know, I know. And but I also think too is like, you know, the thing for me, the biggest thing for me has been the awareness of or this belief that everything is magic. You know, that the like Gabby Bernstein says that the universe has my back, that everything is happening for me. All of those things when we think in terms of that, like that everything is happening for us and we can see the things that show up in our lives
mm,
and just lean into it and lean into what does our gut want to do, what
yeah,
feels right to us, and just follow that. Like you said, follow the nudges.
yeah,
It's like everything always will work out.
always, always. I had a patient that came in to see me today, and she's kind of a restart. She had a baby, and she wants to get that baby weight off, and she's a surrogate.
Mm,
So
how cool.
yeah, so she needs to get this baby weight off because they want another baby, but they want her to carry it.
Okay.
Now it's a husband and a wife, and they live in another country, and it's not like surrogacy isn't really, it's kind of frowned upon there.
Okay.
So that's why they're here. And they're older. Like he is 60
Wow.
and she is 50. I mean, they're older,
Yeah, yeah.
but they loved the surrogate. So they wanted her to do it again. So they're like, get this weight off so you're eligible.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So she ends up having a panic attack last week. And she's doing great on her diet, by the way. But
Oh, good.
she had to go to the airport to pick somebody up. Had a panic attack. Could not drive. She goes, I didn't know it was a panic attack. I thought something physically was wrong with me. Like she thought she was having a heart attack or,
Yeah.
and then they get her to the hospital or whatever. And they're like, yeah, this is a panic attack. And she said, wow, I don't know what a panic attack feels like. That's interesting. Well, they
Mhm.
put her on Zoloft,
Okay.
and because they're like, you need this to help you, whatever. Well, turns out when she took that prescription and had it filled, she cut herself off from being able to be a surrogate. She had no idea. She had no idea. So she is no longer eligible to be a surrogate. And by the time the time passes that you have to be anti or no anxiety medicine for a certain amount of time, her age will cap out. She'll be too old.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, well, how are you feeling about that? And she's like, it was supposed to happen that way. I couldn't
Mm,
see it.
yeah.
I had no idea that that would do that. I was just trying to take care of me and do what was best. But
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to have any more babies like that. And it was so refreshing to see someone sit in something that could be a blow
Exactly.
and go, it wasn't supposed to happen. The
Yeah.
universe protected me and said, no, ma'am, not
Yeah.
today.
It's so interesting. I was telling you that my son, he's almost 20, but he's been raised by my husband and I who talk like this all the time, right? Like in our house. And he had a series of you know, obstacles in the last few years when he moved to university. And more so that it just seems like more so than most, but
It's
he
just because you're going through it, mama.
right. But he said to me, which I think was really interesting, like he said to me, I don't know whether these are obstacles that I'm meant to, like trials and tribulations and obstacles that I'm meant to overcome on my way to huge success, or if it's signs that I'm maybe not supposed to go there, you know? And I thought, wow, is that ever an interesting, I mean, how do we know?
That's a mind bender.
It's a mind bender because how do we know? We are not going to know until the end.
But by the way you feel though, when you're forcing something, you're
Yeah.
forcing it. When you're letting it happen and then the shit's just coming up, it's like, oh, okay, you want
Yeah.
to play?
Yeah.
When things are, you can tell by the way you feel.
Yeah. Well, and I think too in some ways, um if you create your own resistance to something,
Mhm, mhm.
you're going to get that obstacle,
Sure.
right? If you've got that
Absolutely.
resistance, you're going to create your own obstacle. If you're telling a story you don't want,
Mhm.
then you're going to create that obstacle, right? And so it's possible that it isn't either of those. It's like he's creating his own obstacles.
But what do obstacles do for us?
Well, I mean, really, like if you follow Brooke Castillo, she talks about like obstacles being such a huge part of our road, right?
Let me tell you, we do the Tough Mudders. It
Okay.
is 10 miles with 20 obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're running 10 miles because every half mile, there's an obstacle.
Okay.
When you do the obstacle, when you get done, you're like, fuck, yes, I just did that.
I'm a badass.
I remember the most memorable one, and there are a lot of them, is when it was 46 degrees, which is cold
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was raining and it was windy.
Mm.
And my mom is texting me going, honey, I don't really think you should be doing this today. It's really cold out there. And I was like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And the very first obstacle out of the gate, we ran half a mile. There is a river that we have to jump into, swim through, and then we have to go under a rope.
Good
So our
Lord.
entire body has to be submerged. And then we crawl out and then keep going.
It is freezing. Yeah.
And it was cold and it was miserable. And I'm telling you, by the time we were done, I was purple. We were all purple. We
Wow.
we had mud in places that we don't discuss. We went to Paul's parents because we were in Houston that weekend, or the Woodlands, and showered. Tiffany was in one bathroom, we were in another. His mom got us heaters. Um, it was miserable, but it was the most exhilarating rush of, I am scared. How the fuck am I going to do this? To
Mhm.
doing it and getting on the other side of it and going, how fucking awesome is that?
Yeah.
And that's what our life is. And
It is.
that is what we're here to do. And we
Yeah.
can make them more fun sometimes. We don't have to be in the water in 46-degree weather,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we get so upset sometimes about the obstacles
Yeah.
when it's like Abraham talks about, we came to ride the river.
Yeah.
We didn't come to sit in a boat and look around and go, oh, this is really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I totally agree. And I think too, even if as you're talking, I'm thinking about all of my coaching clients and the resistance that I help them through and the resistance that I have felt and been working through. And the
Yeah.
thing is like when you feel that resistance and you can see these potentials, the way to heal it is to overcome it,
Yeah.
is to act in, and like quote unquote win, like to continue to push through and then achieve the thing that you've always wanted to achieve, right? And then you can relax around it. Like it's just so powerful. So same thing with these obstacles,
Same
right?
thing. Someone once said, and I don't know who said it, but you have the test over and over again until you pass it.
Yes, for sure.
And so what I try to do when things pop up is look at it. And don't get me wrong, there have been plenty that I have repeated multiple times. So let me just put that
Me
out there.
too. Me too. Yeah.
But when we start looking at the obstacle that pops up and going, I can get through this by the skin of my teeth
Yeah.
with scrapes and bruises and all of that, and then keep repeating it until I want to do it right. Or I can sit and focus and think, what is the best way through this? And do
Yeah.
it once and then wipe it, like, be done with it.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So much nicer. So much nicer than having to learn it over and over and over and
Over
over.
and over. Yes,
But
yes.
I've definitely done that too.
We all have. And we all will. Like, I will do that again in the future. But
Yeah.
going in, my goal is to look most of the days. Oh, do you hear the thunder?
I do.
So we're having a thunderstorm right now, and it is just like I'm in heaven. I'm not in the pool, but um,
Yeah,
I think we're out of time.
I think we are too.
And I don't think I'm going to be able to get in the pool. I mean, I've got to go to the chamber thing first, but really thought like coming home into the night, jumping in the pool, but I will trade that for the rain.
Yes.
So,
So much nicer.
yes,
And I love thunderstorms too. So you're in for a treat.
I know. We've missed them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sandra. This has been amazing. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour.
Bye.